Yes, everybody, how are we all doing? Good morning, Sam here, live on United People's TV, as I always am, at 9:33, well, 9:34 now, but how are we all doing? That was a busy weekend, wasn't it? Manchester United in action, both on Saturday against Atletico Madrid and on Sunday against Rayo Vallecano. We had Christian Eriksen's debut. We had Lisandro Martinez's debut. We had Cristiano Ronaldo's return and the story around that. We've got lots to talk about this morning. We really do. And the countdown begins now to the Premier League. The week has begun. We play Brighton in less than 7 days, right? And I'm going to speak about that. There is so much to discuss. We're talking about Benjamin Sesko. Of course we are. We're talking about Sasa Kaladzic. We're talking about the fact that Ten Hag needs 3 more signings. Maybe I'm wrong to put down their complete squad, because it won't complete the squad, but it would complete the summer. De Jong, Sesko +1. Ideal situation. Will it happen? We'll have a conversation in the comments. But lots of you down here as always. Good morning to you, Klein. I see you there. Alan, Seth, Nilanjan, Joda, Sam Rawlinson. Good morning to you, Sarath, John. Or big up to all on the badge over there on the UPTV member. Gary Carl on Facebook as well. Lots of you here. How are we all doing? It was a busy weekend, eh? No rest for the wicked. No days off. No days off for United's players. I think what we saw this weekend was the fact that it's the end of the pre-season. I think the players looked a bit exhausted in that game against Rayo Vallecano. Of course, it was a completely different team, so technically they weren't exhausted, but we were stretched. Of course, we were stretched. 2 different 11s in 2 days. I thought we played better against Atletico Madrid. Ultimately, we got a better result against Rayo Vallecano, but I thought we played better against Atletico Madrid. That's what I think. So anyway, Alex, good to see you joining the gang this morning. Let me know where you're watching from, my friend. And there's so many things I want to speak about from that game yesterday. I want to speak about the really impressive performance from Alejandro Garnacho. We'll speak about James Garner, Martinez's debut. There's a ridiculous amount of talking points. I'll try and get through as many of them as I can. But what I will say before we get started, I want to say congratulations to England's Euros women's team for winning Euro 2022 at Wembley with a goal in extra time, man, keeping it tense. And also not bigger, but equally as big congratulations to Mary Earps, Ella Toone and Alessia Russo from Manchester United's women's team, who are all now champions of Europe. A massive achievement from them in front of us, a packed out full Wembley. 87,000 people were there to watch that game. The women's game has come on a long way. I think it was the World Cup a few years ago where I remember watching. I was like, this has definitely come on quite a lot of levels, and it's only getting better and better and better. So congratulations to them. They've won Euro 2022 by beating Germany in the final, who have won 8. I think they won all 8 of their European finals before and never lost to England. Fair enough, and well done to all of them for doing that. Bilks or Abrahams, I'll call you Abrahams. Let me know where you're watching from, fella. I'll try and give you a shout out. Nicholas, of course, with a fair comment there, saying Atletico is always going to be a hard team to play against, and they absolutely were, and we'll speak about that. But I just wanted to start off by saying congratulations to the women's team. It's a massive achievement. Fingers crossed, the men's team can be as successful in the World Cup in Qatar. Let's find out there. But this weekend it was always going to be interesting, wasn't it? We had 2 games within the space of 24 hours in 2 different countries. It was going to be 2 different 11s, and so it was. First team that played, it was effectively our first team that played against Atletico Madrid. The majority of the team we saw there is what we're going to see in that first game against Brighton. Might be a couple of players that forced their way into the contention, but it was pretty much our starting 11. And then the second string came out, and we ended the game against Rayo Vallecano with Hansen getting his 17-year-old Hansen getting his debut. We had Shortire on the pitch. Garnacho was off at that point, I think. We had an absolute ton of youngsters on that pitch at that point. But I think what we've seen, what we've known anyway, and now we've got a bit more evidence to sort of support that argument, is our team is thin. Our squad is thin. And we've known that. And I'll be honest in saying that won't be resolved this summer, right? It's impossible. Squad depth comes from having 2 or 3 really good transfer windows on top of each other. Because then if you don't make any mistakes, you start building your squad up. It's why City this summer can let go of like Sterling, can sell really expensive players and not particularly affect the quality of their first team squad. Man United won't be able to resolve that this summer, but we do need more signings. Abraham's it's Bill's watching from South Africa, Cape Town. Lovely to see you there, man. Lots of you were joining from South Africa. It's really great. John, What strikers are we looking at then, Sam? Ronaldo sulking home at halftime on Sunday shows me how much he cares. The new signings are settling well. John, I will be speaking about that. What I want to say quickly before I'm going to start about talking about Benjamin Sesko here is that video I did yesterday on the Ronaldo leaving Old Trafford. I recorded it and I sat there for like 45 minutes thinking, should I publish this? Should I publish this? I decided to go for it, and it was a very different type of video. I don't normally react to things as quickly as that before facts came out, but in my head, which I will explain later, I think it was the right thing to do. Judging by the comment section, I feel like I stand by my decision of doing it, but we'll speak about it a little bit further in the show. But let's focus on Benjamin Sesko here to begin with. The latest from Fabrizio Romano on Sesko. Now remember, on Friday we covered the reports that Man United were in talks with his agents, and the fact that John Murtough had met his agent the week before, right? So we want Benjamin Sesko. It's obvious that he is on our list. The issue, of course, revolves around the fact that Salzburg would probably rather sell him next summer. Wow. We want him now. Akil, let me know where you're watching from, my friend. Nice to see you join the family as well. But look, this is what Fabrizio Romano is saying on Sesko. He said, Manchester United are really keen on Sesko, had some contacts with his agent, and also, that's a little bit of an update, directly with Salzburg to understand the situation. So Man United not only approaching his agents to see if he would be interested in a move, they're now talking directly to Salzburg. That's a good thing. And he released this just this morning on his, I think Caught Offside is like a daily newsletter he does. He said Man United are in direct contact with Sesko, and this week will be an important one to decide his future, with other clubs interested as well. I've not really heard anything much about Sesko going anywhere else at this particular moment in time, but maybe I'm wrong. You can let me know in the comments if I've missed that bit of news. Sesko or any other attacking signing, will be considered irrespective of Ronaldo's future, which always should have been the case. And when the stories came out last week, the Man United was sort of waiting to see and understand what happened with Ronaldo before moving for Benjamin Sesko. I think we all said they're two separate conversations. Because even if Ronaldo stayed, we'd need Sesko. Because we need attacking depth. We really don't have that attacking depth. I think we saw that abundantly the weekend. Sancho's injured. Chong, he's not it. Ilanga, he's not it. Not on that right wing. Not this season. Not in terms of strength. Look, we've got a game every 3 days in October. 9 games. You think we're really going to be surviving that? It's mad. It's madness. But Man United, clearly, we want Sesko. And I've spoken about this in the couple of videos I've done on him so far. I think he will be overpriced, right? Sesko will be overpriced. If Salzburg don't want to sell this summer, then the only way that we accelerate that conversation is by giving them a price which is probably ahead of what they think he's worth at this point in time, or what they think they could get him for next summer, right? So that is why I think he will be overpriced. Now, we spoke about the price in the comments. In reality, none of us really care how much a player costs as long as the right player comes into the club, right? That's why I think so anyway. I'm going down in the comments because lots of you are talking about Steve. Has Steve been handing out some memberships? I love it when people do this. It's so cool. Yes, Steve, my man, what a G. Handing out five memberships. Big up to you, my friend. A very opinionated person is our Steve, but I do like him down there. So thank you very much for contributing to the community, man. But Benjamin Sesko, yeah, he will cost too much money. Yes. But what's more important to Manchester United, as far as fans are concerned, how much a player costs, or whether or not Manchester United have the squad that we need for next season? It's a rhetorical question. We all know exactly what we think. Sesko is who we want. Now, of course, there's other names on that list, and you'll remember it when a few weeks ago, I did my potential replacements for Ronaldo video, and I named Sasa Kaladzic as one of those options. I think he's like 6'7". He's an absolute monster from Stuttgart. I would say it's very fair to say that Benjamin Sesko looks physically far more balanced than Sasa Kaladzic. He really is an absolute giant. But Manchester United are not looking elsewhere, but there's lots of names on the list. And I think, as I said, I think this weekend really has shown that. That's probably my main takeaway from this weekend is how different we looked on that right-hand side without Jadon Sancho in both games. Anthony Elanga in the first game, yeah, sure, Anthony Elanga's got the tenacity, Anthony Elanga's got the work rate, yeah, he does, but the final product is not there in his game yet, from a technical perspective. So I don't think that Anthony Elanga should be considered just a direct, immediate backup to Jadon Sancho. I don't think so anyway. And yesterday, Tahith Chong played himself out of the Manchester United squad as far as I'm concerned. Tahith Chong, I think I've been pretty consistent with my opinion on Chong for a while. I've always felt that he's just never shown me that he's that level up, that step up. Like, compare his performance to Alejandro Garnacho in terms of confidence and ability as a combination. Chong just didn't have it. I don't think Chong has it, and I think Chong could be going out on loan, and I'll be honest, I think we should probably just sell him. Just a personal opinion. Chris, what are you saying? Excited about Sesko. I remember when we signed another raw teenage striker. Rooney went on to be a legend. Quick feet for a big lag and a cool finisher. Well, I don't think he's going to become another Rooney because I'm not sure there ever will be another Rooney. But Sesko, it's obvious that he'll be in and around Europe's elite for a good few years. It's incredible how many of these types of players are coming through in football these days. I spoke to you about that. It's about better training, better facilities, and youngsters being spotted a little bit younger, coming into top level, coming into better training facilities at a younger age and developing far quicker. That's what's happening. Shinju, he's saying to everyone saying United is the worst in his transfer window, clearly not looking at other clubs like Leicester or Wolves. United haven't had an abysmal window. Well, an abysmal window. We have not by any stretch of the imagination. Compare our squad going into this season as of now compared to last season, and there's a significant amount of difference. Pogba, Matic, Lingard and Cavani are all gone, and none of them really contributed to our squad last season, and therefore they blocked other players from getting minutes, and we were stuck in a cycle of high-paid players on huge wages that didn't really contribute to our squad. They're all gone. They're going to be replaced and given minutes are going to be given to youngsters, the likes of Iqbal and Savage coming through. I'm not saying that this is what we need because it's not, right. Jesus, we need far more than that. But we've got Eriksen on a free. It might be a free, but it's a cracking signing. Really is. We saw that from Eriksen this weekend. We'll speak about it in a bit. Martinez, a top-level left-footed centre-back bought for a system and a style. Very excited about him, of course. And Tyrell Malacia is hopefully the first of a new approach to the transfer market where we make smart signings. He looks like a real gem straight away. Dave, you're saying, look, it's more likely that we buy Sesko and loan him to Salzburg until next summer. I have spoken about that for sure, which is a definite possibility, but it wouldn't resolve Manchester United's requirements for more attackers. I think so anyway. Let me go down here. Michael, you're saying, look, right wing was weak. Chong and Elanga are not it. And look, I don't like using sort of strong superlatives like that. But Chong really was pretty damn bad against Rayo Vallecano, wasn't he? I think Chong arrived from Feyenoord, and when he came, I remember I used to always watch the under-18s when I had more time on my hands. He was pretty damn electric at that age. You could see why United signed him, but the lack of development for Chong has been, he's real stagnation might be a bit harsh, but he's just certainly not developed in the years that he's been at the club, right? And I think injuries haven't helped him. Sure, he's had loan spells, good and bad. Chong, let's just say it's not going to work out. Let's move on, because there will be other youngsters who come through and get minutes instead of him. Chong's not it. That's my opinion anyway. So yeah, this weekend really showed us, I think so anyway, how much Erik ten Hag needs these more. He needs signings, and this is where I think all of you are fair to have these frustrations in the fact that it's the 1st of August. We've got 30 days now until the end of the transfer window. We've got 6 days until we play our first game against Brighton. We've got 4 games in August, including Liverpool at home, and this squad is not complete. Ten Hag still needs more. Martinez isn't even probably going to be fit for the first game. And that's because we didn't sign him quick enough. And also because of the delays in signing him. I explained that too. But there really is going to be a massive August coming up for United. Not only in terms of the games, not only in the terms of the start of the Premier League, not only in the terms of signings, but also in players leaving. There really is so much to cover. Leroy, I actually forgot to bring that up this morning. I forgot to add it on there. But Benny McCarthy thank you very much for that comment. Benny McCarthy has been added as a first team coach. Former Ajax striker, former Cape Town City manager. Cape Town City, if you remember, was Ajax. It was like a sister club of Ajax before it switched to Cape Town City. What I'm going to do, I think it's on Wednesday. I've already got it prepared. This week, I've got so many videos prepped because it's the build up to the start of the season now. So today, the video's going out at lunchtime. I'm going to be doing a video on Man United's overall squad. I'm going to run through what I think is the best 11. I did what I thought was the best 11 from the pre-season, and I'm going to talk about that now going into this first game against Brighton, what I feel is our best 11. And I'm also going to look, as well as that, I'm going to look at the 11 behind the first team. I'm going to look at the squad strength and depth. I highlight where the weaknesses are and where the priorities still lie for the next. There's a lot to do. There really is. And tomorrow, my Premier League predictions are going to be coming out. On Thursday, we're going to have my Man United season predictions coming out. Taking a look at who I think's what we're going to do in the Premier League, Europa League, FA Cup, League Cup, top scorer, player of the season. And then we've got Brighton. It's big. It's, as I said, everything that we've done over the summer, I've been absolutely over the moon with the growth of the community over the summer. I'm glad that people are responding to sort of what I would consider slightly more informed content rather than just purely the low-hanging fruits. But it's all been a build-up. It's all irrelevant once Sunday comes around, because then we play Brighton. Then the season kicks off and we start somewhere else. So make sure you subscribe to United People's TV, because I'd love to have you with me on that journey. Abby, what are you saying here? What about Hlozek from Leverkusen? I have to do some research on that one, my friend. Signing Felix as a replacement for Ronaldo. Well, that's not going to happen. Geez, how much would Atletico Madrid ask for him? But as I said, focusing on something else that's going to be happening this week, it's going to be moves, loans, sales. There's still so much that needs to happen. Fabrizio here saying that Roma will negotiate a loan deal for Erik Bailly, which is their priority after the Wijnaldum situation. It looks like they're going to be getting Wijnaldum. Erik Bailly on loan is quite a standard thing that happens in football these days. You get season-long loans with an obligation to buy at the end, and that is because of his massive wages. Man United have had to do that before. We did it with Martial last season at Sevilla. Of course, we weren't going to send him on a permanent deal anyway. But I've stood by that. I think it's correct. You might not like it, but it's clear that our first 4 choice centre-backs, in no particular order, are Lindelof, Maguire, Martinez and Varane. That's 4 centre-backs. We don't need a 5th on big wages in Erik Bailly. He won't be happy. Therefore, he won't particularly help the dynamic of that dressing room. Therefore, he won't particularly help Erik ten Hag. Erik Bailly needs to be loaned or sold. Ideally sold. I think we should be getting 10 to 15 million for him. But if he's going to be loaned, then we can get it at the end of the summer. But Erik Bailly, he deserves first-team football. He won't get that at Manchester United next season. Loan him. Good idea. On to the next one here. Fabrizio Romano saying that he believes there's a good chance that Tahith Chong, Facundo Pellistri and Amad Diallo will all go on loan. Now, you let me know what you think about that in the comments. All 3 of them on loan? Do you think that's a bit much? Or you're saying, look, Varane will be injury prone, so realistically we will only have 3. And there's people. Erik Bailly is such a Hollywood centre back to watch. You watch him because you're glued to him. Like, what's Erik Bailly going to do? I don't want that in a centre back. I don't think anybody realistically does, man. Centre backs should be boring. Centre backs should just boring's the wrong word, but just make it look easy. Bailly looks like he's just had a whole sheet of Pro Plus, 4 coffees, and has gone out to play football every single time. He plays like his adrenaline is about to burst out through his skin, which, makes him a decent player in certain regards, but also just, it makes you a little bit nervous about him. I do enjoy watching Bailly. Bailly should be loaned. That's my opinion on that one. But all 3 of these leaving on loan, I think it's a bit of an odd idea. Chong? Yeah, well, we just had a discussion about Chong. Now, Facundo Pellistri, he picked up, an ankle injury against Atletico, which is why he wasn't involved against Rayo Vallecano. But I think that Pellistri looks like a far better option on the right-hand side than Tahith Chong, right? I think so anyway. Amad came off the bench yesterday, playing as a false 9. Fair play to him, smart positioning. That's what centre forwards do, right? It was a shot from Tellez, I think. Rebound, he was there, poke it in. Boom. Easy goal. Not a sexy goal, but all goals count the exact same if they hit the back of the net. I think that Ahmad should... Ahmad doesn't... The thing is that Ahmad just still doesn't look physically ready for the rigours of the Premier League. I think you rarely see him win a shoulder. The bit that stood out yesterday for me was when he won the ball on the sideline. A little drag back straight through it. Nutmeg, meg nuts. And then got absolutely walloped on the edge of the penalty. It looked kind of like a penalty more than anything as well. Ahmad, maybe. I mean, I can understand why all three of them might leave, but we're not exactly spoiled for choice up front, are we? The idea of letting those three go out on loan, I mean, how weak and how thin would our options be up front then? I'm here talking about the fact that we need new signings to improve the squad strength and depth. And then you talking about loaning all three of those out? I'm not sure about that. Let me see what you're saying. Raymond, you're saying Ahmad needs to have more games. We should keep Facundo for the right-hand side. It's pronounced Russo. Apologies. Russo. Anyway, probably goal of the tournament. What an absolute worldie of a back heel that was. Pellistri and Ahmad should stay. They should sell Chong. Let's have a look. Sell Chong, loan Pellistri and Ahmad. Okay. Alex, you're saying that I'm 90% certain that Ronaldo's played his last game. I'm not sure about that. We'll have a discussion about Ronaldo, don't worry. Chong or loan or sell, keep the others. October's going to bleed United thin all over the pitch. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to October. I really am not. Not with the squad depth that we've currently got. Really, that's going to stretch Man United massively thin. And in terms of this is what I mean. We just had a conversation there about Bai potentially going out on loan. We've had a conversation about Ahmad, about Pellistri, about Chong, and now we're talking about Alex Telles. Porto not interested, Romano says, while Sevilla are among 2 to 3 clubs keeping tabs on him. Deal depends on Manchester United to cover part of the salary, so presumably that means on loan as well. If we're talking about him leaving, then that's going to be Manchester United loaning him out, covering part of the salary. Again, this is part of the transition. These sorts of deals, they're because we're paying players who are fringe players ridiculous wages, and we can't shift them on. But Alex Telles, for a long time, the whole summer, I thought he should be leaving. He's not good enough for Manchester United. And then we signed Tyrell Malacia. He's now our third choice left back. Nah, he should be leaving. Alex Telles should be leaving, I think so anyway. He does not fill me with any sort of hope. Always gets caught out of position because he loves attacking. That's what he wants to do. Never really runs back into the space. And then, of course, there's more on top of that. Nope, that's the wrong one. Where is it? Where did I keep that? Ba-da-ba-ba. There we go. Got too many windows open. Ethan Laird. Romano's confirming that Watford and United are prepared to complete that agreement. We were waiting until the end of the pre-season. He got the minutes under his belt yesterday. Talk about Jekyll and Hyde performance from Ethan Laird. First half, I was like, what's going on with Ethan Laird? He's so off it. Second half, I was like, what the hell did he eat at half-time? He looked ridiculous in the second half. Ethan Laird showing in that second half where his talent lies. Really good defensive positioning, but his burst going forward, woof, rapid. I think he'll probably be going out on loan to Watford for the season. Absolutely, I wouldn't be selling this lad. No way in hell. I don't think we should. Steve, you're probably fair in saying that, in saying he's ready to compete at right back. I don't really know what that means with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I imagine that's probably because Man United cannot shift Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka is way out of the plans, man. Wasn't in the squad yesterday, I don't think. Hardly played a minute in the pre-season tour, and this is a £50 million signing we're talking about here. But, I mean, apparently we scouted 800 right-backs, and then we signed Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I wonder why those scouts got sacked. I've got no idea. Wan-Bissaka's not in the plans. I'm really torn on this one with Laird, right? Because I think you're all right in that he should probably compete with Diogo Dalot for the right-back spot. But at the same time, I think he would benefit from a full season of promotion-chasing football with Watford. Because they're probably going to come back up this year. And in the same way that year helped James Garner so much with Forest, the same impact could be had with Laird. But I tell you what, if Diogo Dalot gets an injury, then what's going on at right-back at Manchester United? At some point, Diogo Dalot will get an injury this year. All right, pretty much everybody in this team will get an injury at some point this year. So if that happens, then it's going to be Wan-Bissaka coming in. And I tell you what, he just looks completely different. But everything we're seeing is Laird's going to be going out on loan. So either Ten Hag has something planned for something else there, or he trusts Wan-Bissaka more than we do as fans. Let's find out exactly what that is. A comment there from Praffle saying, why isn't there any movement for Sangare? Well, make sure you don't do any caps and that. That's why I pulled this one up. People, right? You can just leave a normal comment. You don't have to spam it in caps. If you spam it in caps, I'm not going to answer your question. I will always ignore it. And I was only putting that one up just to show you. Dave, Malacia and Garnacho on the left. So excited for the future. Ooh, that would be tasty. Brandon Williams. Yep, Ryan, fair enough there. I forgot about that, lad. I really did, actually. Sorry. Cameron, you're saying, Hassan, what do you think about McCarthy's appointment as a staff? I think it's another smart signing. It's someone that Erik Ten Hag wants in. He's explained it. Let me see if I can pull up the interview with Erik Ten Hag where he does explain it. There you go. It's exactly right there. Ten Hag explains McCarthy arrival. I'll get this up on screen and we can have a little conversation about it. But obviously he felt that he wanted someone else inside that staff, his coaching staff, to help him. Because we all know that Erik Ten Hag's system is difficult. To coach it must be equally as difficult and intense. So he needs the right people around him being able to tell the players exactly what they're doing. But our coaching squad is now complete after the arrival of Benny McCarthy, and this is what Erik Ten Hag said here. He goes, there was still one place in our coaching staff I wanted to fill, someone with a different voice, and Benny is that one. He has experience as a manager, he was a coach in the professional level, and he was a former striker and a really successful one as that. He will focus on positioning and attacking. I'm not saying only the strikers, but also the integration from the fullbacks and midfielders. Our way of play has to be dynamic. So Erik Ten Hag there explaining how Benny McCarthy is going to come in and not only sort of help the strikers become better strikers, positionally taking up better positions, funnily enough, but also in helping Malacia understand where to be to contribute to that attack. Helping Luke Shaw understand where he needs to be to contribute to that attack. A purely attacking coach. That's all it is. And Erik Ten Hag wanted him in and he's brought him in. Absolutely. I'm excited. Why wouldn't I be excited about it? As I said, he's got Ajax links. He played for Ajax for a couple of years. I think it was 97-ish. And he actually turned down the South African national team job last year, I do believe. He's coached, I think it was Amazulu. And previously he's coached Cape Town City, and Cape Town City, before they became Cape Town City, were the South African Ajax sister club. So he's got Ajax links. Ten Hag trusts him. I trust him. I'm going to cover that in a bit more detail a little bit later in the week. I think on Wednesday, when I'm going to run through what is Manchester United's full coaching staff now, because we're complete now, right? So make sure you check that video out on Wednesday. Look, everybody who's joining in, great to have you here this morning. Make sure you please drop a like on the video. So many of you watch it compared to how many people like it. If everybody liked it, it'd be incredible. So drop a like on the video. Let me go down here, and this isn't a massive update per se, but I can't speak about what we need this summer without asking that question that Gary never asked. At 5:16, we're doing up at 5:16 this morning, Gary. Go to bed. Jesus. Have we signed De Jong yet? No, we have not. Xavi was speaking about him this weekend. They actually decided to play him in central midfield. Imagine that in their pre-season game. He goes, I don't know if Frenkie De Jong's going to stay here. There's still time, and a lot of things can still happen. The fact he's played as a central defender, it was not a sign that he's leaving. Semi. Laporta, of course, President Laporta, the liar that he is. What's he said? What happens if Frenkie De Jong doesn't take a pay cut and just stays at Barca? Then he will continue. He's under contract. We will respect that decision, and we count on him. There's no extortion being used on De Jong or anyone else. Now, you'll remember, of course, that last week I covered Gary Neville's tweet, actually, when he was talking about how are they allowed to get away with this? Surely FIFPro are going to be investigating. Now, Martin Ziegler from The Times actually said that FIFPro were taking a look into it. So they're aware of what's going on. We're hearing rumours of Chelsea being in for him. But at the same time, we're seeing reports from Spain saying this. Barcelona will clearly tell Frenkie De Jong to leave the club. His exit must be accelerated. It's still, at this moment in time now, we just need to sit back and just watch it play out. All right? The De Jong situation, you probably saw that video yesterday You probably saw that video yesterday of someone shouting to John Murty, "Sign Frenkie," and he turns around and gives a little smirk, and that's got people excited. We've done our piece. We've agreed the fee. We've got all of that done. It's now down to what goes on with these wages, and let's just sit back and let's just watch it unplay at the moment in time. And you're saying Balak said Frenkie de Jong would prefer any option to stay at Barca except not playing. So he would accept any option apart from this option or this option. So it's not any option at all. He wants his wages. He won't take that pay cut, and there's no way the Barcelona. It doesn't really matter what he says there. Do you really think the Barcelona are going to sit there and let De Jong sit on those wages? No, they're going to try absolutely everything, legally and illegally, to do what they can to get their own way. They won't let Frenkie win this. Frenkie will not win this. In an ideal world, Frenkie wants to stay at Barcelona. Don't think that's going to happen. Certainly not in the long term, anyway. Barcelona want to get rid of him, get his wage off the books. Let's just leave that one there. Joseph, what are you saying? I think we also need to look at our medical staff. There have been too many injuries over the last few years that seem to last an eternity to heal. I don't recall it being this bad for decades. Man, I remember our injuries just constantly being like, what is going on? I think it was under Fergie. We got like some new medical department at Manchester United. We were like, oh, it's going to be resolved. And it never was. We will get a lot of injuries this year, muscular injuries, because Manchester United are adopting a new system under Erik Ten Hag, where the legs are going to go from some players quite a lot. So we will get injuries. But that, hopefully, over the course of time, maybe everyone can become asthmatic, and then we can sort it another way. Interesting. Dylan, I don't personally think this Frenkie de Jong to Chelsea story is anything that we should be worried about. And let's be honest, what the hell have Chelsea done this summer? I mean, every player they tried to sign, Barcelona has signed instead. They're not having the best of summers. Sigmund, how you doing, buddy? Let's be honest, the game is full of money laundry. Sorry, I'm just thinking about actual laundry. I don't know why. That's boring. Anybody watch Better Call Saul? Love Better Call Saul. No spoilers. Barca is the machine that keeps going. De Jong is just another cog on the wheel to them. Of course he is. Of course he is. But look, I'm moving on from De Jong. I didn't want to have a huge update on him. I wanted to cover the stories that came out over the weekend. But we've done what we need to do at this point in time. And I think I've personally accepted the fact that Erik Ten Hag is not going to sign a replacement. It's either Frenkie de Jong or nothing. Even if part of me doesn't completely agree with that, I'm going to have to trust my manager being able to get more out of this midfield than I think he ever could at all. In terms of positives and things that we know this weekend, how good was Christian Eriksen, eh? Dang, let me know where you're watching from, buddy. Look at that, Desmond saying 4K watching, 84 likes. Man, geez, people, you really are stingy. I think there's more than 84 though. But look, Christian Eriksen. Top class. He really good. In both his cameo against Atletico Madrid and in that performance against Rayo Vallecano. I think what we've seen so far probably shows us that Christian Eriksen is fit enough and probably will start that game against Brighton. I'm unsure whether Lisandro Martinez will. He didn't play against Atletico, and he only played 60, I think it was, against Rayo Vallecano. I don't think he's going to be fit for it. But Eriksen, we need him. We need him. He will definitely soften the blow of having to wait for Frenkie de Jong. I think so anyway. We will likely be seeing Eriksen playing in slightly, maybe in a deeper role, and then maybe when Frenkie de Jong comes in, he moves slightly further up the pitch. That's probably in an ideal situation. But, man, having him slightly closer to our box. There was one point yesterday, if you've watched the highlights, we watched the game anyway, where Rayo Vallecano were really pressing United, and it was a really nice, simple, easy triangle from United. Boom, boom, boom. Van der Beek, Eriksen, and can't remember who the other third person was. 3 passes broke the press with a nice, organised triangle. If you're good, it's simple. We've not been good enough to do that. But Eriksen, he added a lot over these first 2 games. Absolute gem. John, I completely agree. Absolute gem. Joseph, what are you saying, sir? Frenkie de Jong will come in the next couple of weeks, fingers crossed. You're saying Barca needs to sell him in order to register all their new signings before being able to play in the La Liga, which starts in 2 weeks. Let's find out. TikTok, because they certainly haven't registered those players yet. There's a couple of super chats here. Let me read all these out and then I'll move on. What's the rumours with Liverpool and the asthma meds? It's just some conspiracy theory that came out last season from actual Liverpool fans, trying to suggest that if you look at the percentage of people who are asthmatic in the UK compared to the percentage of players in Liverpool who are asthmatic, and it's just like phenomenally huge. And therefore, when you're asthmatic, you can get access to different blah, blah, blah. It's a complete conspiracy theory, and I want to say right now, it is a conspiracy theory. Mike, did you watch that Stretford Paddock interview with Jonas Giver? Gave you a bit more insight into the De Jong situation. I did not. Maybe I will. I'll go and have a look. Chris, I love Better Call Saul. Maybe we should put Jimmy in charge of Man United's transfers. Geez, you think Laporta's bad? Imagine we had Saul Goodman in front of. I mean, we'd probably get more done, but we would do some underhand thing. We'd be calling the vacuum guy and getting someone shipped off with a different name. Look, Christian Eriksen, I really enjoyed watching him this weekend. I also really enjoyed watching Lisandro Martinez yesterday. I really, really did, man. Martinez was just... this is what Erik ten Hag said about his performance. He said, no surprise. I think it was a really good combination with Rafa, and they played really solid. That was good to see. Always the question is, how do you integrate? And I think he can integrate quite well into the team. I think yesterday we just saw exactly why we signed him. Exactly why he was worth the money, man. Lisandro Martinez was just ice cool, man. Ice cool, composed. I genuinely, I don't remember him messing a pass up. I remember him just passing it around, always making himself available. And with the fitness, he's just going to get better and better and better and better. And I can't wait to see how much of an impact he has across the season. I'm going down here. Whoa, Warren, what are you doing down there, Warren? It's Monday morning. He's drinking at this time. He's gifted 20 memberships. Warren, everybody say thank you very much to Warren down there. Honestly, I can't believe this. It's such a wonderful thing that everybody keeps doing for the community to make it bigger and better. And I think it's just because we're all excited for the season. Warren, man, one absolute G, man. Thank you very much for that. What are you saying down there, Joseph? You sent another chat. You're saying, I can see Eriksen slotting straight into our starting 11 once fully fit. He could be the signing of the season. I think, absolutely, he could be the signing of the season. And I think he probably will be in the team to face Brighton. Stevie, forget about Frank Wesley Schneider's on a free transfer. I've heard that Nicolas Gaitan is also free and available. So I think we could probably sign both of those. Maybe we can get Cesc Fabregas in there. Maybe throw Gareth Bale, Sergio Ramos. We can get him in too. Geez, we can nail it. Slipping Jimmy, agent. I really like the idea of Saul Goodman taking control of our transfers. Now, as I said, I was going to speak about it this morning, and I haven't mentioned it yet, but I will mention it now. I did that video yesterday, as I said. I think it can be considered pretty unusual for me to jump on something like that so quickly. I normally wait for it to be verified in a little bit more detail so we understand a bit more facts, so I know I'm not just representing the wrong things. I stand by my decision to release that video. Because I tell you what, this is the thing that I don't understand, right? Listen to this and genuinely think about this. All pre-season, because we're seeing reports, suggestions that Erik ten Hag agreed to let all these players leave at half-time and just go and do what you want. And it was all pre-arranged. This is a manager who banned phones from lunches and dinners. This is a manager who's made everybody eat dinner and eat lunch together every single day on the pre-season tour to build camaraderie, to build relationships, and to build a team. So why in the fuck would he then decide, and maybe he did, but it kind of goes against everything we've seen so far. Why would he just then decide to let Ronaldo and everyone leave at half-time or before full-time, and especially Ronaldo? Because it's Ronaldo's first game back, his first appearance he's had. And to let him leave, it doesn't line up. That's why I did that. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't line up, and it's a weird thing. You talk about, it was to help his recovery. What, an ice bath couldn't wait 45 minutes? Because sometimes these things can, I'm bored of circuses at United. This is another circus, and therefore I'm against it. I'm against the circus. What are you all saying down here? Let's have a look. Why does he need to stay in a friendly? There were more players leaving. Honestly, I don't know why anyone's defending anybody here. Delo was leaving. Mate, Delo wasn't even in the fucking matchday squad. Nobody else who was there, who left, was in the matchday squad. They were literally sitting in the stadium. They weren't. It was just weird. I don't know why anybody's trying to come up and defend this. Really, I'm not. My God, there's another 10. Joseph, you're throwing in 10 as well. What is it? Oh, stupid adverts. Not stupid adverts. Love adverts on YouTube, mate. Thank you very much, Joseph. You sent in 10 memberships as well, mate. 35 memberships being gifted out today. It's absolutely Christmassy. Christmas this morning. Obviously, Ronaldo, straight after the game, he's happy to be back. Let's be honest, Ronaldo looked way short of it yesterday. Way short of it. It's going to take him weeks. It took everybody. Remember that we had a full 5 days of training at Carrington. Then we had 2 full weeks on the pre-season tour. And then we had another couple of games. And Ronaldo's that far behind. He's way off the pace. And he's 37 as well, so it'll take him longer to get there. It'll take him longer to recover. I don't know. But Gene, again, this is a big thing. I'm not saying the facade that's a wrong thing to say, but what I am saying is that discipline has been the big buzzword. And it has to, and the concept of discipline applies to everybody. The reality is, and you might not want to say it, but if that was Harry Maguire leaving yesterday, everybody would have jumped on it without waiting for any sort of evidence. It would have just been another sort of thing to slap Harry Maguire with, or Rashford, or anybody else. Just because it's Ronaldo, it means he can get. Nah, man, I don't agree with that at all. And I don't like the imagery of it. That's what I mean. It sort of undermines what Erik Ten Hag is trying to do and build here. That's why I don't like it. In complete contrast to that, how good was Alejandro Garnacho yesterday, man? I think with Alejandro Garnacho, we've all been sort of eager. We're like, why is he not playing the pre-season tour? We didn't really understand it. He played yesterday in that first 45 minutes, absolutely lighting it up. And there might be somebody who comes in and says, Sam, man, look, he was greedy. Like, he should have released the ball more. Remember that Alejandro Garnacho, so far in his career, has been just better than all the players around him. He's always been the big fish in the small pond. And that switch to becoming the smallest fish in the biggest of ponds means he's going to be naturally great. For his whole career to date, he's wanted the ball at his feet because he knows he's better than everybody else. He goes, I may as well do it myself. That's the change. That's got to be coached out of him. Garnacho will then have to improve his decision making and the right time to take it on himself and the right time to pass it. But yesterday, electric. The best players at Manchester United are those players that when they get the ball, you just edge yourself close. You get close to the edge of your seat, don't you? Because you look at him going, go on. And that's what he was doing. Garnacho running at players with pace, running at players with confidence. And Garnacho, I'm pretty happy, I think, with Garnacho and Rashford on the left-hand side as a first choice and a backup. Rashford's still got to improve, of course, but I think he will as the season goes on. And I also do think that Garnacho will improve there. And Nezil there, they're absolutely spot on. But Benny McCarthy coming in, Benny McCarthy will help him learn that. The coaches will have to help him with that situation. The concept of, you always have been the best player in the team, but now you're in the first team, you're going to have to be a team player. You're going to have to take a little bit of responsibility away from yourself and trust in your teammates that they are as good as you, because they are as good as you, if not better. So Garnacho, cracking performance from him. And I think Erik Ten Hag was speaking about him after the game as well. This is what he said. He said he played pretty well. He's just a teenager, but his performance was really good. And Man United right now, Fabrizio confirming that we're working on a new contract approved by Ten Hag. I think I've said this before as well, but one of the most exciting things about everything to do with Ten Hag here is he's walked into this Manchester United squad the year that we've won the FA Youth Cup. First time that we've won that in 11 years. And he's walking into that youth team. And those players coming through. What a perfect time for a coach who's built his whole coaching career on developing talents and turning them into world-class stars. He's done it with De Ligt, he's done it with De Jong, he did it with Van der Beek, he did it with Timber, he did it with Mazraoui, he did it with... the list is not endless, but there are a ton of players that Ten Hag has coached into becoming better footballers. I hope Garnacho is going to be one of those players. I'm looking forward to seeing how exciting he is across the season. And that it wasn't even a cameo, that performance yesterday, really, really well. He played really, really well. But look, as I said, it's been busy as hell on the United People's TV over the last, what is it? August, it's 1st of August now, so was it a couple of months? June, yeah, probably a couple of months here. And I feel like I've covered the window. This window is the best I've ever managed to cover it. I feel like I've done it really, really well. I feel like we've had a good time doing it. Lots of positives. We're not ignoring the issues, of course we're not. But it all means nothing, really, once Sunday comes around. Because look, here we go. The first 4 fixtures are up there in August. Manchester United against Brighton on the 7th. Brentford away 6 days later. Then, of course, Liverpool at home on the 22nd. And then we've got Southampton away on the 27th. Football season starts. All this excitement, the reason we're all so excited about everything we've seen so far is because of these sorts of games. The Premier League comes in. Man, for years and years and years now, we've been considered a bit of a joke as a football club. Solskjaer tried his best to turn that around, and our best football since Fergie came under Solskjaer. In that season, we finished 2nd. Played some blistering stuff at times, and then crap in others. And then Rangnick came in, and we know what happened there. Mourinho came in, and the ups and downs of that. Van Gaal came in, and the ups and downs of that. And Moyes, the downs and the downs and the downs. But now it's something new. Now it's something exciting. Yeah, football has this incredible ability. Every single year, so you come into the season sometimes with sort of naive hope. Blind hope. Just like, fingers crossed we'll be better this year. But this year we will be different. This year we will be better. And this year, Manchester United, I can say this with utter confidence that we will not be a joke this season. We will not see results this season where we get pumped 5-0 by Liverpool and we just collapse and melt like butter in a pan. It won't happen. We might get beaten by Liverpool, sure. But it will be a performance that we come away from as fans and go, you know what? Like, fair fucks, we tried. Liverpool ultimately were better than us. Maybe we might beat them, but there won't be games where we come away truly humiliated as fans, thinking that the players do not give a toss. It will be different this year, man. It will be different. LD down there with a random comment asking about Darwin. Everybody tried to laugh at Darwin Núñez in the pre-season. You notice I didn't say a peep. And then he banged in a hat-trick against, Leipzig, and then he scored. Darwin Núñez will be a good signing for Liverpool. I just hope it takes him a long time to settle in. Erling Haaland, people are going to try and have a go at him for missing a couple of chances in a Community Shield game. People, you're setting yourselves up for falls here. Both of them are going to be excellent signings. I just hope that they take a long time to settle in. Zibak saying he plans to go to the Liverpool game. I'm actually going to be away on holiday. It's been a hell of a long summer covering the United People's TV here, and I haven't been able to get away. So I'm actually going to be, just weirdly enough, I'm going to be away over that weekend. So I'm going to be doing a match reaction from a different place there, and not here. But how many points do you think? You type it in the comments below. You can go between 0 and 12, of course. How many points do you think United will get from these first 4 games? I'm going to do a video maybe on Saturday. I'm going to give my predictions for this. Maybe for this or maybe for the first 10 games. Oh man, Ozark. I loved Ozark. Ozark's one of my favourite shows on Netflix. Grew on me, that show. If you haven't watched Ozark, go and watch Ozark. Legitimately fantastic. But Brighton at home, Brentford away, Liverpool at home, and Southampton away. Of course, we've got a difficult September coming up. We've got Arsenal in there. Don't know why the games are going there. We've got City in there. I think we might have City as well. Let me go down and see what you're saying in the comments. Deshan, you're saying 10. Invest, you're saying 9. 9 or 10. Likely to lose to Liverpool. 9, 8, 12, 9. I'll tell you what, people are feeling pretty confident down here. People are feeling pretty confident. Type in there. 10, 10, 9, 10. Ansel was there. Just imagine that. Everybody go there. 9, 10, 9, 10. Nah, 5. The king of pessimism, that's what we call that. United have really got you, and they really have. I don't know. I'm not going to be giving my prediction on this just yet. I'll be interested to make sure you watch my video later in the week. Sandy down here with a random comment. Lovely. I've got another accusation of an agenda. You are pushing the wrong agenda, bro, and influencing wrong motions towards Ronaldo. You know who's influencing wrong motions towards Ronaldo, my friend? That would be Cristiano Ronaldo, doing that himself, right? You can't have a go at fans for feeling like this at the end of this situation that Ronaldo has developed. But as I said, I mentioned this in my video yesterday. I cannot get my head around that part of football culture now where some fans just support players. Some fans just support players above clubs. And it's a modern way of supporting football that individuals can sometimes be supportive of, and I can't get my head around that. It's part of the younger generation coming up. It's really weird, and I'll never understand that. But you know full well that my agenda here is Man United. I will support what is good for Manchester United, and I will speak out against what is bad for Manchester United. And this whole Ronaldo situation is bad for Manchester United, so therefore I won't support it. Of course I won't. But look, I'm going to wrap that up today. I'm not going to get caught down in an argument about Ronaldo in the comments. Hell no. I want it resolved. I think Ronaldo's going to stay at United this year because I don't think anybody wants to sign him. That's what I think it's going to be ended up like. And I don't know how that plans out. I don't know how that plays out. But it is what it is, right? Thank you very much for joining in today. My video that's going out at lunchtime will be a big focus on our squad, looking at our best 11 and also the strength and the depth. Who's second choice in each of those positions and where are the weaknesses? It's going to be a good one. Tomorrow, my Premier League predictions are going out. Wednesday, we're going to have a look at the full coaching squad. Thursday, we're going to have my season predictions for Man United overall. And on top of that, I'm going to cover all the transfer news. And I'll be here 9:30 every day. It's going to be a busy week. It's always busy. But make sure you subscribe if you're new to United People's TV. Thank you very much. A busy weekend. 2 friendlies out of the way. The pre-season's done. And now the countdown begins to the Brighton game at 2 o'clock on Sunday. I tell you what, if we win, I'm massively going to overreact. I could tell straight away. But who cares?